if you can't tell, Halloween season. So, hello lovelies, welcome back. My name is Tehja and today we have another extra special video. It is a Halloween video. Is it late? Yes. I will be solving a problem that we have been facing for generations in this video. So you know, when you go into the Halloween shop and you see a real cute outfit, you fall in love with it, you see yourself in it, you transform into the character, and you visualize yourself slaying the Halloween scene, whether it's at a party, whether it's trick-or-treating, whether it's a Zoom call, whatever. You're like, I'm going to be the baddest one at whatever venue and event I'm going to be at, you know, because this Halloween costume mad cute. You buy the costume, you take it home, you try it on, and it looks nothing like the photo. Nothing. Completely different. The trickery is out of this world. It's like Fashion Nova before Fashion Nova. We don't deserve this no more. We're going through too much this year. So for this video, we are going to trick out a simple Halloween costume and make it into something that's actually beautiful, that fits good, that looks sexy, you know, and that it gives you the vibe that you want when you wear your Halloween costume. So I'm going to be taking this basic Halloween costume as a nun costume and tricking it out and making it pretty, making it fit well, making it look good, making it just all the way extra. If you'd like to know how I changed this basic costume that looks nothing like the photo into something that fits well and looks good, then please keep on watching. This is a costume, which is freaking hilarious. I'm filming on my phone, so I'm sorry if it's not like great quality, but this is what it looks like. So you see how this costume looks on me and how it looks in the photo. Just plain old shameful. And I'm definitely going to do some like fit alterations because this is a little interesting. And so it has like these little slits on the side that I'm probably going to like sew back up and then do like a slit here instead. And then I'm definitely going to take it in at the waist as well. So I have a lot of stuff to do. So I am going to iron this out, put it back on, make the alterations, or mark the alterations, and then we'll get to like sewing it and altering it and then rhinestoning it. Okay, here in the mirror, even though it's like a horrible view for y'all, but I am just like taking in my waist and putting in pins to where I kind of want the dress to go in. And then now I'm kind of marking the lines or kind of connecting the pins together with like a line of chalk, and then now I'm matching that to the other side of the dress and trying to match it up as best as possible. It doesn't have to be like perfect symmetry, but at least good enough that it mimics the same shape. So now this is optional, but it helps me when I take stuff in, is that I'm using basting stitches, which is just wide hand stitches, to kind of outline where I put that chalk mark at, and it helps me to sew along that basting stitch. So then now I'm just taking off that little trim that was in the slits because it's so ugly. It's so nasty. That had to go. And then I also ended up pinning the slits together so I can sew everything shut. And so now I'm sewing everything. And this is what it looks like. So now I'm taking a ruler and marking where I want the slit to go. And I'm just marking first how long I want the slit to be, and then making like a little V that connects the top of that line to the hem of the pants, or not the pants, the dress. Then you do your regulated Instagram poses in the mirror just to make sure that everything looks right. So now I'm taking out the basting stitches and then cutting off the excess fabric from our seam allowance. Okay, so now I'm flipping the dress inside out just so I can see where I put the slit markings at with chalk. And then I'm going to cut the actual slit out. Then I'm flipping it back so that everything in the inside is showing, is outside. And then I'm folding the slit back about like a 1/4 inch, as much as you can. but not like make too much of a seam. And then I'm just pinning everything so it just finishes off the slit, so it's not just like a raw hem. But you can leave it like that, especially like with this fabric. It doesn't fray like at all, which is great. So if you wanted to leave it like that, you could, but I just wanted to finish it to make it look more professional. So now I'm going to sew that. So now we finished all the alterations and we're moving on to rhinestoning the costume. Okay, so I printed out a cross, and this will be used as a stencil to be put on the nun costume. So what I'm doing now is this is on regular paper and this is a test cross, and I'm going to be cutting it out just to test like the size of it and if it's the size I want and if it needs to be bigger or smaller or whatever. So, and now I'm going to place it where I want it, which I think I want it to be right here. And I actually think that's big enough. I think that's pretty good. So once I'm okay with the size, if you want to make it bigger, you can. I'm going to now print this on like shipping label paper or sticker paper and use that as my stencil to put the rhinestones on. So let me go and do that, and then I'll be back. I go a little bit more into detail in my Bratz tracksuit video. I'm not sure if that's going to be released before or after this video, but it will be very, very soon. So I have cut the cross out of shipping label paper, and this will be like our vinyl, quote unquote, vinyl stencil. So I decided to place pins instead because I kind of figured I wouldn't be able to evenly apply the stencil on. So that's what I'm going to do here and now. So I'm peeling the backing off. There we go. And pretty much placing it. Okay. And then now I'm going to set up the rhinestones. I am going to use my E6000 Fabifuse glue. I always use this glue. And I'm just going to pour some out. And then I have two different rhinestones. I have black and clear rhinestones. I'm going to be using the black all over the dress actually, but I'm going to be using the black to outline the cross and then the clear to fill it in. And then I do have a brush for the glue, the daughter for the glue, and my tweezers. So I'm going to get to rhinestoning. So like I said, I'm going to outline the cross first and then I'll fill it in. So I switched to a toothpick because it's just a little bit easier to pick up the rhinestones. So what I do, if you guys are new to my channel, is that I put a little bit of glue on the toothpick to make the rhinestone stick, and then it should be good to go. So this is what the cross looks like when it's done. So I am going to take the stencil off and kind of do it as careful as possible. I kind of like to hold the rhinestones down as well. Oh shit. This is going to be interesting because the rhinestones do like to lift up. So kind of like holding those down. I think tearing this. Boom. And kind of just peel as you kind of hold the rhinestones down. It kind of helps with making sure that the rhinestones don't like unnecessarily lift. Now we're going to move on to filling in the cross. Okay, so I pretty much filled the entire cross. I will probably go back and fill in some empty spots with smaller rhinestones that I have, but now I'm going to move on to actually just putting rhinestones all over this dress. I'm going to first start with the white since that's the smallest part. And yeah, so I'm just going to use my daughter and the glue and just put it all over the place and then put rhinestones on top. Okay, so I have finished pretty much this like top section of the nun outfit. So now I'm going to move on to more of the bottom stuff and put black rhinestones everywhere else. So y'all are going to watch me do that. Unfortunately, y'all can't really see the black rhinestones like on camera. Like in person, you can. And then once you see like the, you know, finished product clips, like you can definitely see the rhinestones. But unfortunately, you can't really see them in these video clips. So I'm just going to kind of like speed through them since there's not really much to see because you can't really see the rhinestones. But it's the same process like we did for the clear rhinestones. I just literally do it all over the dress, from the top to the bottom, back and front, and all of that good stuff. Everything is pretty much done and covered in rhinestones. I just have one more thing to do, which is the collar. So I'm going to explain what I'm doing, and hopefully it's not too confusing. I'm going to take a measuring tape, and I think I want to place a rhinestone every ½ inch. So I'm going to start from the back and measure from here, and then like place a pin right where that ½ inch mark is. If I can, if it's going to allow me to. Yeah, so I'm going to do it every inch. And I'm going to go all around the collar. Now that I've put all the pins where I need them to be, I am now going to take my big ass rhinestones and we're going to place them where the pins are. So I'm going to use a hot glue gun for this. Hopefully it does what I need it to do. Alright, it doesn't look crazy at least. So once I've placed all the rhinestones all over where I need it to be, now we're going to place smaller rhinestones. So I have these smaller rhinestones and we're going to place them like this far down and then this far down, something like that. And so we're going to place the rhinestones like that. And then I'm going to try to keep it as even keel as possible. It doesn't like to be completely even, but enough. Yeah, like as long as the front looks good, then I'm happy. And then after that, I'm moving on to like the little nun head wrap thing, which I'm just going to show you a clip just to let y'all know that I did work on it. So I put the bigger rhinestones onto the white part of the nun head wrap thing. And then I added a whole bunch of black rhinestones all over the place. And then after I do all that, then this costume is done. Okay, so this is how the costume came out. It looks so good. It looks 10 times better than it did when I first put it on and had it. You know, we put the little rhinestones and bedazzles on it to make it look extra luxurious. And with the black rhinestones, it really sparkles even in the dark, which is perfect for Halloween, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you would like to purchase this actual costume, it will be listed on my Depop. I'll link it down below, so if you would like to purchase it, then you know it'll be available. And yeah, so I will see you for Halloween season. I'll have a whole bunch more videos to be released. I have another one of these videos that are going to be released, so please turn on your post notifications so you'll be notified when I do release that video. And yeah, so that's all of that good stuff. As always, lovelies, love yourself, and I will see you next video. Mwah!